Hey everybody, Tim Boone. Um, just wanted to talk a little bit about glyphosate, and I really hate it. It's one of the things that, as I started on my journey, trying to learn about heavy metals and stuff like that, of what happens with our body and things like that, I come across glyphosate, and look into Monsanto. If you ever heard of it, they got bought out by Bayer. But they've been spraying our food for so long and dousing it so much. They say in America they spray more than 100 million pounds of Roundup on yards and farms each year, right? The problem with this stuff is it's water soluble. It will continually go, it goes wherever, right? So when these guys spray it on their farms, stuff like that, you get the water come down and the runoff goes into the water system and things like that. And then if some of it evaporates, gets in the air, it comes down. It's like a never-ending circle of just this stuff you cannot get rid of. It's damaging just the health of our food, damaging the animals and stuff like that. That's all around us. It's like, I hate it. It's found in so much stuff, even vaccines. You know, it's a endocrine disruptor. It's a neurotoxin. It gets in your body. A lot of times with the food, it gets into the soil, gets into our food. You can't just wash it off. It's in the DNA of it. And when they started doing this, they realized, oh, hey, we can create more crops so much easier and faster and blah, blah, blah. But the food that we have is just, it's garbage. It's garbage. All because of this Roundup, this glyphosate. And it, right now, if you eat an orange today, you'll get the same amount of vitamin A as your grandparents got from one orange, right? So our produce, our food and stuff like that, the nutrients and stuff that it has in it is so much lower because of this stuff. It jacks up our body so much, pokes holes in our in our intestinal lining, things like that. It's so bad. I absolutely hate it. Some people, it's like, oh, I'm allergic to gluten, right? You might not be allergic to gluten. You might be glyphosate intolerant, right? Because some people, I hear some people, a lot of times, Europe doesn't have this problem as much as the U.S., but it is still over there. But I've heard a lot of people eating bread and gluten in the U.S. and they have problems with it. They'll eat bread over in Europe and not have a problem with it. Well, what's the reason? It could be just this Roundup that has just been dousing our crops for so long. Look, honestly, look at the history of Monsanto, and you'll start to see it. It's not a good company. A lot of things sort of with it that around World War II and things like that, not good. So because of that, we need to start looking at some of our products, the things that we're purchasing. Even though organic is a bit more expensive, it's better. It's a better way to go, right? Even though organic, because of this stuff, it doesn't just disappear. It continually is around. It's constantly there. Even organic has some of this stuff on it, right? But it's far better than the other GMOs that they have right now. So one of the things that me and my wife actually started doing for a while was looking at some of the products that we were buying in the grocery store, right? And if you don't know much about any of the labels or anything like that, here's one of the things that really kind of helped us out. If you look at the back of whatever it is you're buying at the grocery store, if it has 5 things or less on the ingredients, then you're probably okay. Just a small little tip for it that really kind of helped out with us. But yeah, I just kind of want to talk about that. I'll put a little bit more information sort of about it. Some of the things of the Dirty Dozen that tend to have more junk on it that you really probably want to buy organic. And so yeah, I just kind of want to talk about it. I hate it so much because it just devalues our produce so much. But all right, I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks.